What's up, everybody? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Mellow. And if you're watching this video, then you've seen my They Live movie reaction. This is the review. I wanted to do a separate video on this one. Also, do y'all like my shirt? This is a nice shirt. I got this shirt from Timothy Reacts. His, you know, the other movie reactor. He sent me this shirt right here, and it's a nice shirt. He gave me a choice between what shirts to choose from. He has a lot of good shirts. You know, he has some shirts with his name on it, and he has a lot of shirts where I am guessing, I don't know for sure, but I'm guessing he has a lot of shirts of his favorite movies in the different genres. Like this one right here is the sci-fi shirt, but y'all should definitely go check it out. I'm gonna put the link in the description and in the top comment. That movie was just one of those movies that really gave me a lot to think about. And I wanted to do a lot of research on the film and on the topics at hand to get a better idea of how to review this film. When I was editing the video, I was paying attention to the dialogue. Almost everything everybody said at the beginning of the movie before he put on the glasses was like subtle hints about what this movie was really about and what it was for. Like the guy on the TV, I don't think a lot of people when they first see this movie is truly gonna pay attention, because I feel like they've been programmed themselves by social media, by the news, just by entertainment, you know, and the society as a whole, that when you see a guy like that, you just automatically think, oh, that man's crazy, he don't really know what the hell he's talking about. But he knew exactly what he was talking about, and he was telling us all about these aliens and what was going on and how they was getting people to become hypnotized and brainwashed. I saw some like Matrix type vibes off of this movie. I would say like the scene with the priest when they was in the park, he was also saying some lines in the dialogue that after me watching the movie and paying attention to what he was saying, I could understand what he was talking about. And it was just a lot of dialogue in this movie that once you watch it a second time, after you already know the threat at hand, you like, wow, they pretty much are giving us hints right out the gate. And I knew that this was gonna be a movie that you had to watch like more than once or something, especially with the topic that was going on. But this is a fantastic movie. Roddy Piper did very good. He did surprisingly good. I didn't think he was gonna be that good. You know, with him being a wrestler, I understand that all the wrestlers are actors, but there's a difference between acting in a wrestling environment and acting in a movie environment. You feel me? But he did pretty good, and John Carpenter used him very well. This movie, They Live, is a special breed of a movie. I really like the message that it had. I know that John Carpenter was making this movie basically because of what was going on with Ronald Reagan and things like that. I tried to do a little bit of research into capitalism and communism and stuff, but I'm not gonna really go into that. And I hope that we all stay civil in the comments. With that being said, I really enjoyed the dialogue in this movie. That fight scene, man, like I've been watching some videos, a lot of people said that that's probably the best fist fight scene in any movie. That's what I was thinking myself. Just how real it was, and the direction on that fight scene and the physicality of that fight scene. And that's one of the things that I really admire the most with this movie and with Roddy Piper, is how much he dedicated to the physicality to this movie. And I know that he's a wrestler, so it shouldn't be no surprise, but there is a lot of wrestlers that actually has stunt doubles. Keith David did pretty good too. I mean, you know, Keith David, he pretty much is always really good. That I noticed that homeless like section that they showed was actually a real homeless environment that John Carpenter asked the residents of that particular area if they could use that in the movie, and he actually paid those people, which is really sweet and admirable. I also know that Roddy Piper's famous line was, I wouldn't say necessarily improv, but he gave John Carpenter a book of his wrestling one-liners that he would use for his interviews, and they found that line, and John Carpenter was like, yeah, let's do that one. I just really admire this movie and the topics that it was talking about. It definitely opened my eyes and my mind, and I just did a lot of research. And one of the things that I was thinking about while I was editing this movie, and I was seeing all of these subtle hints, and I was seeing the way the world actually was when he put on the glasses and stuff, it reminded me of somebody who's really close to me. This person always talks about how I'm kind of like that, where I'm one of those people who is still stuck in like that Matrix type of world. I haven't really woken up, even though I have noticed some things, like when it comes to religion and with politics and with some conspiracy theories. I have noticed some stuff. Another thing I noticed at the beginning of the movie, after I've seen it and when I was editing it, when he was doing that interview for the woman, I'm guessing she was like a staffing agent or something, and I made that comment because I was feeling some type of a way with how she was pushing off her dialogue. I'm guessing that she was an alien too. That's pretty much why she had that type of demeanor. I mean, that's something that interests me after seeing the movie and just give me that type of thought. Another thing I remember is when you saw the guy looking at the TV like he was in a trance. I believe he was actually in a trance. And that's another thing that I was commenting on when I was talking about somebody really close to me says that I'm kind of like that. I can notice that I am like that. It's just a part of me pretty much still stays in that type of way. Like, I just stare at a computer screen or I stare at my TV screen. Either I'm playing video games, I'm watching movies, I'm looking at videos on YouTube, I'm on my phone constantly on Instagram or something. And that's the new type of way that they're keeping us held down, I believe. And that's also a way that I did some research on. That's another way how people are actually becoming more prone to being depressed. Because we're actually supposed to go outside like how we was back then in the day before we had phones and before video games pretty much took over. But now, since everybody has pretty much got accustomed to being comfortable with themselves, and a lot of people are kind of antisocial, you see a lot of people, all they do is just stay on Netflix, stay on YouTube, any type of streaming service, they stay on any type of social media. You see how people are starting to become pressed and they're starting to become in this trance or whatever. Now you got people, like I said, they don't really know how to communicate publicly like that. That's just something that I could relate to because I can sense myself being that way. And I know that I kind of am like half asleep, half woke. And there's just some things that I just don't want to admit or say, yeah, I can see what you're saying. Basically, if I was in the Matrix and Morpheus was to give me the red pill or the blue pill, I would be sitting there for a good minute like, I don't know which one to choose. I'm probably gonna go with the blue pill. Like, that's pretty much what I'll do because I'm like comfortable where I am. I'm like one of those type of people where I don't necessarily like to hear about conspiracy theories. It's kind of like nightmares to me. And I think I hit on this on my Schindler's List review. I don't know if I did or not, but yeah, I don't really like hearing stuff about conspiracy theories or whatever because like it's kind of like a horror movie to me. It's scary. I don't like that. And I know a lot of people in this world is like that because they grew up a certain type of way and they're used to that. And by you trying to sweep their world off from under their feet, that really like fucks with a lot of people mentally. I really like the direction of this movie, They Live, when it comes to like at the end of the movie when he was doing them gunfight scenes and he was showing just the barrel of the gun shooting and stuff. That was nice. I've never seen something like that before. And I just like this whole premise of the movie. And this is like that rare type of movie that you can't really make again unless you have like good chemistry between the director and the writer, and with both of them being very intelligent. I would like to see something like this again because I like those type of movies that have you open your mind and your eyes, kind of like how The Matrix did. The Matrix pretty much did that a whole lot more than They Live, I think, where a lot of people was just like, this is having a deep message and it's showing us that we should actually open our eyes and think instead of just living life and being sleep, you know, just wake up. And I appreciate that. But I can't wait to hear y'all thoughts on this movie, and I really hope that y'all enjoyed this video and y'all enjoyed the movie reaction. You know, please like, share, comment down below, and subscribe. That definitely helps the channel grow and the video grow. I would give this movie right here a straight up 9. The performances were pretty good. They weren't like amazing, but they were surprisingly good. Like, I wasn't expecting a lot from this movie. I thought it was just gonna be a straight action film, but it had a really deep message into it. The dialogue was fantastic. And just the directions that John Carpenter took was really good. I can see why a lot of people love John Carpenter. Hey, with all that being said, I'll see y'all on the next one. All right. Peace.